Carla again, talking further about the raw food diet. So let me start out. This is going to be more about how to do the raw food diet. And I'm just going to start out by saying to remember that wolves were nomads and they traveled over hundreds of miles during their lifetime, and they ate a variety of food because they were going from territory to territory. And they're also primarily, they were bone eaters because they were basically the last at the table. They're scavengers, they get, which is why they came to us. They were eating our garbage in the beginning, and then eventually we were feeding them our good fresh food. So I want to talk a little bit about Salmonella, and then I'll talk about how we do the diet. Just so you know, your dog cannot give you Salmonella. So it doesn't work like that. They basically have a 50% acid mouth, a 72% acid stomach, and the Salmonella is gone within an instant when it reaches them. They also can carry it, unlike us. They can carry a lot of bacteria that we cannot carry. So you don't have to worry about your dog getting Salmonella, and you don't have to worry about yourself. A lot of people ask me, well, but I'm bringing raw food into the house, and I always say, but you are bringing raw food into the house. I'm assuming you don't do 100% takeout. So you are bringing raw chicken into your house, you're bringing raw beef and steak or whatever you do eat in the proteins and fish, and then you cook it, and it's the same for the dog. The only difference is that you're feeding it to them raw. And I'll say this, if you want to cook it, please feel free. It's certainly healthier than dog food, so you can always cook the food if you want to. So when it comes to feeding your dog, there are different food groups. You're basically going to do some kind of protein, you're going to do some kind of vegetable, you're going to do some kind of probiotic. They use a lot of probiotics. You can use kefir, you can use yogurt, that's good too, but you also can get a powdered probiotic, and that's all also good. So in terms of when it comes to the protein, I suggest that you vary it. So you can do lamb one day, chicken, turkey. Fish is fantastic. They'll never choke on a fish bone. Bones are great. They really are primarily bone eaters. So you can absolutely do bones. And in terms of amounts that you can later look through some of our other videos, and we'll talk a little bit more about how much you feed, or how you tell what you should be feeding in terms of amount, and it depends where you live. So the issue is here, some of you live in the city, some of you live in the suburbs, some of you live in the country. If you live in the city, a pre-made dog food is probably the easiest way for you to go. You can either do that, or you can go to the supermarket, buy yourself some beef, and buy them some beef too, and some vegetables. You certainly can do it that way if you want to make it yourself. But there are now some wonderful pre-made foods out there that companies are making, and they also often, if you go onto their websites, they will deliver right to your door in the city, and you can put it right into your freezer. Some come with single portions, and then some come in bigger. Obviously, the more you buy at one time, the cheaper it's going to be. So that is one way you can go as a city dweller. In terms of suburbs, it depends how close you live to the country. And country people, please feel free. Hunters absolutely feed everything that you catch. The deer is great. Cut it up for yourself and then leave the rest for your dog. Fishing is fantastic. Stop throwing the fish back. Keep it now for your dog. So that's wonderful. But also, you'll find in the country particularly, and if you're close enough to the country in the suburbs, that there are butchers that are butchering off the hoof. And what I mean is they're killing the dog. They're killing the animal in the facility. And so they will have all this extra stuff that people don't eat. We could eat it if we wanted to, but we don't. So they will put that together for you, and you can explain it to them, and they're butchers. They know what they're doing. And tripe is fantastic. It's another thing that we feed a lot of. It is the lining of a cow's stomach. I will tell you that it is stinky. It smells sort of like manure, but it's incredibly healthy for your dog. It's got all of these enzymes and vitamins and minerals. And when it comes to supplements, we do use a lot of supplements for our dogs, but we are breeding. We want our dogs to be in tip-top shape. But you can also, if you look on some other videos, you can find out the supplements that we use. We will list them on there, and that's also something you can add. You don't have to if you're really doing a whole variety of food, but if you yourself are a vitamin taker, feel free to give it to your dogs. It's just a way of kind of covering all of their nutritional needs.